Welcome to the Country Analysis of Finland by Antonio, Armando, Nathan, Paul, and myself, Ben Gutierrez. Finland, country located in northern Europe. It is one of the world's most northern and geographically remote countries and is subject to severe climate. Nearly two-thirds of Finland is blanketed by thick woodlands, making it the most densely forested country in Europe. Finland forms a symbolic northern border between Western and Eastern Europe. Dense wilderness and Russia to the east, the Gulf of Bosnia, and Sweden to the west. About one-third of Finland lies north of the Arctic Circle. The rest of Finland is heavily forested and contains some 56,000 lakes, numerous rivers, and extensive area marshland. The coastline of Finland is extremely indented and dotted with thousands of islands. The total area of Finland is 150,928 square miles. Finland's total estimated population in 2019 was 5.52 million. Its density per square mile in 2018 was 47. Finland, a part of Sweden from the 12th century until 1809. Finland was then a Russian Grand Duchy until the Russian Revolution. Finland declared its independence in December 6, 1917. Helsinki is the capital of Finland and is also the largest city of the country. The metropolitan area and its over 300 islands are home to 1.4 million people. The capital region is made up of a hub of other interesting cities and sites to visit, including villages famous for its Arctic heritage and ironworks. Finland's constitution is defined its political system as a parliamentary republic within the framework of a representative democracy. The Prime Minister is the country's most powerful person. All citizens can run for and vote in parliamentary, municipal, presidential, and European Union elections. The current president is Mr. Minenso since March 1st, 2012. The Prime Minister is Mr. Martin since December 10th, 2019.
Business practices in Finland. Official language. Finnish and Swedish are the official languages in Finland, and children must learn both at school. In most cases, the second native language is Swedish, with 94%, and is spoken by about 5.5% of the total population. The Swedish speaking people live mainly at the coast and in metropolitan areas. There are more than 150 different languages spoken in Finland. The indigenous population of Finland speak the Sami languages. Other indigenous languages that have long history in the country include Karelian, Finnish Sign Language, Finnish Romani, and Finland Swedish Sign Language. The three most spoken languages of Finland. Finnish, with approximately 4.8 million speakers, which translates to about 88.88% of Finland's population. The Finnish language is widely spoken by the majority in the country. The Finnish language dates back about 500 years and is closely related to Estonian and little less closely related to the Sami languages. Additionally, the Finnish language belongs to the Uralic language family. Swedish. About 9 million people in the world speak Swedish as their mother language. In Finland, about 290,000 people speak the language, which is equivalent to 5.31% of the country's total population. About 92.4% of the Swedish speakers in the country hail from the autonomous province of Åland. During the start of the 20th century, the number of Swedish speakers presented an equivalent of 14% of the total population. According, However, their numbers have since gone down. About 44% of the country's citizens who register a different primary language could converse in Swedish in 2012, being considered as a sub-branch of Indo-European and North Germanic language. Swedish is closely related to German, Danish, English, and Norwegian languages. Until the late 19th century, the country's language of administration was the Swedish language. Together with Finnish, they are the compulsory languages in Finland. Schools, with the only exception being children with the third language as their native language. Vasa, Helsinki, Porvoo, and Espoo are the four largest Swedish-speaking communities in the country. Finland Swedish are the leading Swedish dialect spoken in Finland. Russian. Russian is the country's third most spoken language with approximately 69,000 speakers, which is equivalent to 1.27% of the total population. As a result of the former Soviet influence in Europe, the country's older generation are most likely to speak Russian either as a third or fourth language. However, the language is not so much popular among the younger generations, since it is quickly being replaced by the English language. Finland is ranked among the world's top four countries that are fluent in English. Despite the language not having an official status in Finland, historically, Russian served as the third co-official language in the country. Together with the Swedish and Finnish languages, Russian was a co-official language for a brief moment between 1900 and 1917. Business languages. For the most part, Finns speak fluent English, and this is especially true in the business world. In fact, in some Finnish companies, English is spoken as the first language. Being skilled in foreign languages other than English is also becoming more common among Finns, as many study languages such as German, Spanish, Russian, and French. English, however, is unofficially the second language of Finland, with more people speaking English than Swedish as a second language. Literacy rate. The adult literacy rate in Finland, or the percentage of people ages 15 and above who can both read and write, was 99% in 2018. Finland is among the world's most literate nations, according to new research, with the UK coming in at 17th, behind countries including the US, Canada, and Australia. Time zone. The time zone currently being used in Finland is Eastern European Time, UTC plus 2, a standard time, while the Eastern European Summer Time, UTC plus 3, is observed when daylight saving time is in force. The Eastern European Summer Time will commence in March 29, 2020. The exchange rate. The Finnish marka was replaced in 2002 with the euro, making Finland the only Nordic country to join the European single currency. The marka is now out of circulation and the euro is the only form of legal tender in Finland. Currently, 1 euro is equal to 1.08 US dollars, or 1 US dollar equal to 0.93 euros. National holidays. For each month full-time working, Finns earn at least 2 days of annual leave. The most common time for summer holidays start at the end of June, when Finns celebrate the midsummer holidays. You shouldn't plan any business meetings to take place in the holidays period lasting from mid-June until mid-August. It is common for Finns to also take a week of holidays in the winter time, either around Christmas or early spring when children have their winter holidays. That way, people can once again have work-life balance in Finland, and they can enjoy some rest with their families before going back to work. There are several official holidays in Finland. Some of them are Christian, some of them are not. The annual official holidays in Finland are all on Sundays.
Finland initially gained their independence as a country in 1917 and later joined the European Union in 1995 and adopted the euro as their official currency in 1999. Recently, the country has experienced progress and steady growth in exports, which include various metals, wood, electronics, and telecommunications equipment. The government has also recently helped improve the country's infrastructure by cutting tariffs with other European countries, as well as building a pipeline in its economic hot zones. According to the 2019 Index of Economic Freedom, Finland has a current economic freedom score of 74.9, which gives it the rank as the 20th freest country in 2019, which is also above both regional and global averages. The index also ranks Finland's trade freedom at 86, investment freedom at 85, financial freedom at 80, business freedom at 89.4, labor freedom at 50.3, and monetary freedom at 84.8. Finland's taxations are of grave importance due to the fact that its public debt is more than half of its GDP. According to the 2019 Index of Economic Freedom, the country scored a 66.8 in tax burdens, a 7.2 in government spending, and 86.4 in fiscal health. The top personal income tax rate is 31.25%, and the top corporate tax rate is 20%. Other taxes include value added and capital income taxes. The overall tax burden equals 44.1% of total domestic income. Nevertheless, Finland's government is trying to attract foreign direct investments that could potentially boost its economy in all sectors. As with any other country, Finland has to overcome the economic challenges in order to sustain its economy. Finland's main challenges will be reducing high labor costs and boosting demand for its exports. In June of 2016, the government enacted a competitiveness pact aimed at reducing labor costs, increasing hours worked, and introducing more flexibility into the wage bargaining system. As a result, wage growth was nearly flat in 2017. Additionally, Finland has to address its aging population and competitiveness in markets which it trades. An aging population has its economic inclinations, such as decreased productivity and a lack of innovative competitiveness. Finland's gross domestic product in terms of purchasing power parity has been increasing since 2015 to $244.9 billion. The real growth rate was last recorded at 2.8%, and GDP per capita is $44,500. Gross national saving is 23.3% of GDP, and the official exchange rate is $252.8 billion. The chart shows the Finnish gross domestic product advanced by 0.4% quarter-on-quarter in the 3 months prior to December 2019, after a 0.7% expansion in the previous period. This was the weakest GDP growth since the fourth quarter of 2018. On a yearly basis, the economy expanded 1.4% in the third quarter, following a 2.2% growth in the prior quarter. Finland's GDP is primarily centered around household consumption and expenditures, which comprises over half of the total gross domestic product. Government expenditures comprise another 25%, while growth fixed capital remained stagnant in 2019 at a little over 20%.
Finland competitiveness. Finland is the 11th most competitive country in the world. They rank top 10 in institutions, first, macroeconomic stability, first, skills, sixth, financial systems, fifth, business dynamism, seventh. They were top 25 in all other categories besides market size, which they were 60th, and health, which they were 27th. Finland outperforms its size and resources when it comes to competitiveness measures. Finland is world famous for its educational system. Many countries have attempted to copy its system. Almost two-thirds of the population has a college degree and over 90% graduate from high school. Finland has rock-solid government and social institutions. It boasts an independent judiciary and government. Finland boasts some of the highest confidence levels in government in the world. Finland has a highly developed telecommunications infrastructure. They recently launched the world's most advanced 5G network. Finland's road and rail infrastructure is some of the most efficient and advanced in Europe. Finland is pushing through projects to expand and upgrade its network for the future as well. Finland also gets most of its energy from renewable resources and has invested heavily towards the goal of becoming 100% renewable.
The healthcare system in Finland follows the traditional Nordic model and is similar to other Northern European countries. The system is highly decentralized and is publicly funded through national taxes. The system has been in place for roughly over 130 years, although with various reforms and updates to help ensure healthcare is provided to everyone. In Finland, quality healthcare is viewed as a right and not a privilege, which leads to a high satisfaction rating among the population. Currently, Finland is one of 5 countries that has the lowest maternal mortality rate, as well as a high life expectancy. The system is funded through taxes and is administered through a municipal system as well as national health insurance and occupational health care to ensure that every medical situation is covered. While voluntary private insurance is available, it is really only utilized in times where a child is sick or when an employer provides it for their employee. In terms of statistics, over 9.2% of Finland's gross domestic product is spent on healthcare, which is slightly higher than the current European Union average, but is also significantly lower than other Northern European countries. The current life expectancy at birth is 81.7 years, which is nearly a year above the current EU average. The leading causes of death in the country include circulatory diseases as well as various cancers. Risk factors to the population include daily smoking, excessive alcohol consumption, and a poor diet that, when combined with low physical activity, contributes to a rising obesity rate. The number of physicians per 1,000 population is 3.2, which is also lower than the European Union average. However, the number of nurses per the same metric is 14.3, which is significantly higher than the average. Overall, Finland's population is considered to be healthy, and the country is often referred to as the happiest and healthiest place to live. Recently, Finland's healthcare system was referenced by presidential hopeful Bernie Sanders as a successful model to mirror his own Medicare for All plan that he is using as part of his campaign platform. This is not to say that the system is perfect. In fact, one of the major flaws in the system is currently experiencing related to its financial sustainability. As previously mentioned, Finland is comprised of a large aging population that, when combined with a falling national low birth rate, means that there is less of the total population that is currently paying into the system to keep it funded. Although the government has initiated several reform attempts, none have been successful so far, and the most recent government resigned last year as a result of failing to keep promises of reforming the system in favor of a new sustainable model. As a result, greater risk is posed to the poor and those living in remote areas. The current system is still in place, however, and the new government is already working to address the problems and has initiated several programs to help increase health education and awareness across the country, which has been met with positive results. There is no doubt that Finland is a beautiful country. Perhaps best known and traveled for its unspoiled natural beauty, Finland has much more to offer. Since regaining its independence and later joining the European Union, Finland has positioned itself as a major competitor with a modern, competitive economy and a global leader in telecommunications technology. The country has proven itself through solid economic and competitive performance, and it is safe to assume that Finland will continue its trend well into the future. Thanks for listening to our presentation today. A complete list of references is provided on the following slides. Questions or comments can be directed to any member of our team. Thanks, and have a great day.